ready for the grimiest and grittiest of all podcasts, pro wrestling, music, and entertainment is the Ewokk and JB Show.
Find happiness out of that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, it happens. Sometimes crackheads crackhead,
Yeah, that's how it is, guys.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
by the way, for everybody tuning in, this is the Ewokk and JB Show on the Johners Podcasting Network. And today we got Greg motherfucking Hansen on the show with us. So what's up, Greg?
What up, John? What's up, Ewokk?
what's cracking with you?
Another beautiful day in paradise, as always. I spent a good 8 hours, I want to say, working on Merle's ring, trying to get it partially straight. And I got one section almost done. And I got two sections already built, but it's the ones that were bowed out that were really. You remember the ring we had at the show, the last show?
Yeah.
How it made the Nike swoosh. I'm taking the Nike swoosh out of the ring, so it's been an adventure to say the least. Here,
shit.
I'll show you guys real fast.
Dan, you got you in the warehouse?
Yeah, he's in his garage.
I wish it was a warehouse. I'd have room then. All right, so this isn't going to be the best picture, but can you guys sort of see?
Okay.
It's a hell of a lot straighter than it was. So now I'll show you this one. And it's sort of stacked funky, but you can still get a good look. Can you see that? How it's bent up in the back?
Yeah, I see how it's bowed. Yeah.
Damn, it's a lot of fat dudes wrestling in that shit.
Those tubby bastards need to go on your diet. You didn't even need to lose weight and you still lost another person. What the hell, man?
Hey, it happens, man. So sometimes you get hungry, you lose weight. You feel me?
Well, I'll tell you what, brother. You look like you're ready to fight Tyson, man. You trimmed up big time.
Yeah, I'm trying to get at all the girls that didn't give me no play in high school. You know what I'm saying? They grown, they single mothers, and they
going for the MILFs.
Oh, most definitely, bro. Because you know what I'm saying? I could do whatever I want because they got to find a sitter. So you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, I gotta find a sitter. So we're probably not hanging it out. All right, cool. Shit. I'm about to go to Canada or something. You know what I'm saying? I don't need you right now.
Hell yeah. And the best thing is they'll make you a sandwich and give you a juice box at the end too.
Hell yeah. Juice box, Capri Sun, all that shit.
Pack your lunch for you.
Oh man, she got the little cookies with the marshmallow in it.
Fuck yeah. Hey,
Dunkaroos,
Yeah.
Once that broad got Swiss cake rolls, it's over, man. I can't.
Like if any single mother's watching this, you know what I'm saying? I mean, all your kids' snacks. like you need to go to Sam's Club or Costco, because you're gonna have 3-4 kids in the house, include me.
You better double down on those snacks because that shit's gonna be gone.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm eating ice cream cakes full whole boxes.
Hey. If they have it, it's yours. You tap that ass. You better get some food to go with it.
Exactly. Don't let there be no pirate booties in the
pantry. Oh shit!
Oh damn,
man! Fucking love it.
Yeah. So you just like fixing rings, building rings. You're a ring announcer. What the fuck? Like, have you wrestled yet?
No, man. I got here you go, Ewokk. John already knows this one, but September 15th, I go in for a total shoulder replacement. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said, goddamn.
Yeah. In another lifetime, about 20 years ago, I thought I was Billy Badass, and I got an MMA fight. And the guy I fought, I actually used to wrestle in high school, and I used to throw him around in the ring. I mean, not the ring, but on the fucking mats in high school. And I was like, I got this. Well, I went in the Air Force and got drunk. He went in the Marines and started practicing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So, that wasn't a good combination for me. And 20 years later, I'm going for my third surgery. They're going to saw part of my humeral head. They're going to insert a rod 3 to 4 inches into my humerus, put a metal ball on the end of it. And the labrum that was torn from 9 to 5 that the VA fucked up twice, they're going to remove in total, and they're going to put a plastic cup in its place. So that means I will no longer be in pain.
God damn, it sounds like some Undertaker shit. So Buddy fucked you up.
Yeah, pretty good.
Would he put a submission on you, or he just slammed you on your shit?
So my dumb ass, I shot him for a double leg takedown. He got me in a fucking guillotine. Me not knowing much at the time about fucking MMA, I picked him up, I slammed him, I got my head free. He still had my arm, and that's
Oh.
reaction is to pull it out. Well, I pulled, but he kept my arm. So my body went one way and my arm stayed the
Shoulder
other.
went the other.
God damn.
And the best part is, Ewokk, is this was before refs stopped fights. So as I blacked out in pain and he was pounding the fuck out of my head, I finally came to and I went to throw a right. And when I went to throw to right, my arm wasn't moving. My shoulder kept moving, like the upper part, but my arm wouldn't move. So now I'm trying to hit him with my left and trying to block at the same time. So I rolled to my stomach. He's just tagging the shit out of me. I rolled back onto my back, trying to cover up, trying to throw punches, and finally I had to tap out.
Damn, this some shit from like the first. This is probably before the first UFC shit.
It's right around there.
Damn.
Yeah. Nobody ever said I was the smartest person in the world.
Is this on film? Can I see it?
I don't want to show it to you, but I can't get footage. You have to promise not to show anybody.
No, I don't like. I just want to get drunk one day and just watch some shit.
Only if you laugh with me at it. Okay, that's the only way I'll do it.
You know, that's something we haven't done on our show yet. We haven't done a watch along.
Oh, we're gonna do some watch alongs.
We need to.
I feel like our next couple ones need to be watch alongs. Like not a whole pay per views, but like certain matches.
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what. When I get access to that tape, and yes, it is a tape. That's how old it is. It's a VHS tape. I will figure out how to make a digital copy of it. And
Easy. Bring it over to my house, man. I got the machines to do it.
But it'll be like the quickest 2.5 minutes you ever seen in your life. And it's just me getting my ass kicked. So it was a humbling experience, to say the least.
Shit. Speaking of humbling experiences and fighting on some underground shit in high school, I'm gonna name this dude's name because that was my boy, David Montos. He's a cop now, but we used to party at his house, but like his parents owned the whole building, so the basement. He was like on the wrestling team and shit. So he had like the wrestling mats in his basement and whatever. So we would throw a party and then we would have like a little fight club. And this is when like UFC was like, we had the Chuck Liddell, we had the Randy Couture's, Pride was in its prime. Like when I was in high school, it was popping. So we would have fights on Fridays. We would have parties and a fight. So it was like, yeah. So if I had beef with somebody, it was like, all right, cool. Like you guys ain't gonna do it. Nobody's gonna get suspended. Nobody's gonna get stabbed. Nobody's gonna get shot. We're gonna have this fight at this party. But here's the catch: everybody's got to pay $10.
Oh no shit.
Yeah. So basically, we had the beefs. Like we had all the beefs, all the people that wanted to fight in class, nobody fought in class because everybody knew that, hey, I could get money for beating this kid.
That's what I was just about to ask. So the winner get the purse or what?
No, not the whole purse. Because I was the DJ, so I got some money. The dudes Montos got some money, and then like say 50 people were in his basement, $10 a head. Everybody split. Everybody split the 5-5-5. You know what I'm saying? We split it like 3-4 ways. And
dude, that's a sweet setup.
And there was one time, it was my birthday. I want to say it was my 16th, maybe 17th birthday. We did it in the backyard. So there was at least about 100 kids, a bunch of kids from different schools.
Holy shit.
So some kid got drunk and said he wanted to fight me. I was like, bro, I don't even know you. And then I ended up slamming this kid and doing the hammer punches.
Fuck yeah.
Like my high school was crazy, bro. Like we were crazy kids, but at the same time, like I feel like high school kids need that shit now. Like we were reckless for doing that, but at the same time, we prevented probably somebody getting stabbed in the locker room, probably somebody getting shot, because I'm somewhat like was a booker. So like when people are trying to fight and push people in the hallway, I was like, no, we ain't doing this here. Friday night, you squash this beef and we're gonna get it cracking. You know what I'm saying? But so some kids was like, what the fuck you talk about? But like the word got around school where like, hey, there's these fights that happen every Friday, and there's a keg, and there's a DJ, and like there's hot girls from other schools. like it became like the UFC, but one day like somebody snitched because they got knocked out.
Of course.
Somebody snitched because they got knocked out. They got their ass beat in front of their girl, and it got shut down.
That's some bullshit. It takes the sore loser, crybaby motherfucker to fucking get shit shut down.
But the thing is, it was senior year, so it was just like, all right, cool. like we're fine. But like those were the days, man.
At least you had a good run with it, though.
Yeah, it was fun, bro. We had all different sorts of shit, bro. Like nobody really got into shit. We had a couple people that stole cars and shit, but that was about it.
Yeah, I mean, but at least ain't nobody going out shooting anybody. You know what I mean?
It was none of that shit. But
we'll see. When did you graduate high school?
2005.
Okay, so I exactly a decade before you is when I graduated.
Okay.
And dude, it wasn't nearly as wild and crazy as it is these days, or even back when you graduated. But I mean, I remember the first fight I saw in high school was like the last actual boxing match I seen live. These two seniors got pissed and they stood up and beat the piss out of each other. Dude fucking come up. He's got a black eye, bloody nose. Other dude's got a gash across his head. And they stood up the whole time. Nobody took anybody down. It was just a straight fucking boxing match. Every fight I saw after that went to the ground. I was like, man, if I'm going to stand a chance, I better start wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it was good times. It was good shit, man. But nowadays,
we used to have a high school principal, Dean Bowers. When I was a kid going to high school, that was back in early 2000s, and Dean actually was a principal when my mom was in school, so like he's old school. So
okay.
He always had 2 pairs of boxing gloves in his thing. So anytime kids would probably get into a fight, he would take them out to the back of the FFA barn for farmers, and he would actually referee and watch and have the 2 boys, put on the boxing gloves and let them fight it out. And when it was done, it was like, okay, now you're done. You got this out of your system. Good. Go back to class. If I hear anything else happen, then you'd be getting boxed by me. And man, he helped out a lot of kids, man. A lot of kids who should have been expelled or should have went to fucking juvie and shit. He helped. The thing is, like when he retired, there were so many guys were talking about how he helped them become better people. Because he had that old school discipline. So, like I think that's missing in today, man. It really is. We mollycoddled and participation trophy these little fucking kids, man, that no one doesn't give them tough love anymore. And so many people are like, oh, I don't know why he shot up to school. Well, no one would say no to him.
Yeah. There's a difference between tough love and catching a break. When I was a senior in high school, I had a 74 Malibu 4-door. And I had driven it through 2 sections of fence doing about 85. And I crushed up the rear quarter panel. Well, my dad took it to work, and one of the guys cut the fucking fender so I can actually put a tire in it and drive it again. Then that's the only damage that was wrong with it. I went through 2 sections of fence fucking way too fucking fast. If it was a car like from today, it would have been destroyed in the first fence post. But so I had like 6 people in the back seat, 3 people in the front seat, including me. We're driving around, drinking beers, getting stoned. And we're back by the forest preserves in Lansing. And too much weight, that fucking fender came down and blew out the tire. Well, I lived on the other side of town, so I fucking picked this fucker up, ran back to a friend's house trying to get a tire from them. Ended up, long story short, cop pulled up behind the car. There's fucking 8 kids in there with a bunch of fucking weed and fucking beer.
Damn.
Dude, nowadays, these kids would have fucking went to jail. They would have got DUIs. They would have fucking been arrested. These motherfuckers just looked at us and they go, give us the beer. They took the beer, they made them dump out all the weed. They crushed it into the ground and they left. That was it. That's all they did.
Shit, I would smoke the dirt.
Right? Dude, I come back and everybody's all fucking sad. I'm like, what, man? I got a tire. We're good to go. They're like, the cops took our beer and our weed. I'm like, what the fuck? I'll leave you guys for fucking 10 minutes.
I feel like the location sometimes, because like I didn't have problems with the cops like in the city. Like the cops would be like, hey, listen, if we have to come back to this party, we're like, we're gonna have to stay here until it ends. You know what I mean? There's been times where cops come to the party and say, hey, we're gonna be back at 1:30. Make sure it's over. Or you get pulled over. Hey, have you been drinking? No. Are you guys are you going to a party? Yes. You know what I mean? It's like one of those things. If you're kind of honest with the cops, especially in Chicago, they really won't fuck with you. I feel like that goes for some neighborhoods, some towns, but there's some towns where cops are just like Skokie. Cops are just straight up dickheads.
Well, dude, Thornton, Illinois. I grew up in the south suburbs, Hazel Crest, Lansing, Cal City, stuff like that. And Thornton, you drive through Thornton to go over to Corey to get into like Glenwood and Homewood and shit.
Yeah.
There's like 2 cops in the whole fucking town, and they are the biggest fucking pricks. Dude, if you're doing 31 and a 30, they're pulling you over. But now I was living in Lansing at the time when all that shit was happening with the car and all that. And most of the cops knew my dad because we grew up in there, and dude, they were usually pretty cool. If I'd been drinking or something, all right, well, I'm going to follow you home and I'm going to call your dad. Fuck. That was like worse than going to fucking jail in all honesty, because he was going to fuck me up. So it was like, I'll tell you what, you could have the keys, I'll walk home, shit like that. But it turned more, it was a different time. It was a way different time. Now these cops seem like they're out to get their rocks off and fucking up some kid's life by giving him a DUI at 17.
Yeah.
And it's not all of them, please don't get me wrong, but
yeah.
It's just really fucked up how that shit goes these days.
Shit, I've gotten rides home from cops, to be honest with you. Bro, there's been a time where like I was passed out in somebody's bush in front of somebody's house.
I love it.
And the cop was like, yo, you good? You're not dead, are you? I was like, uh-huh. What? He was like, let me see your ID. He sees my ID. He didn't even put no cuffs on me. He was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna take you home.
That's fucking sweet.
Yeah, he didn't ring no doorbells. He just made sure I got in my house, man.
Fuck yeah.
He didn't tell my parents. He didn't tell my parents, no nothing.
Yeah, you got lucky on that one.
I don't think I got lucky. I just felt like he knew I was one of the neighborhood kids,
And you weren't doing nothing too bad. I mean, you're just being a kid.
Yeah, but now, man, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people's downfall now is people like to talk back. People like to be like, "Hey, man, oh, is that fair? Just shut up. Do your ID. Call it a day. They ain't gonna mess with you. Like once you start saying like all hostile and all that shit, the cops gonna start thinking something. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
situation.
Yeah, man. So like, I don't know, man. Like some places it is a race issue, but some places it ain't. It's like CPD. A lot of CPD cops are black dudes. A lot of CPD cops are Latino. You know what I'm saying? It's like Shogun Chris Logan.
Shout out to Chris.
Yeah,
Chris
he lived down the street. He a regular dude. Like if you never met dude, you never know he a cop.
I didn't know he was a cop till John told me. I was like, our fucking heavyweight champ's a fucking cop? What the fuck?
Yeah, man.
Well, Chris is a cool cat. He's a good dude, And
yeah, he's a police officer and lives right there in Bronzeville, one of the most legendary black neighborhoods in all of Chicago. So, yeah.
Yeah, and okay, going back to what you were saying, Ewokk, was being half-ass honest with a cop. They know you're not going to tell them 100% of the truth, especially as a kid. But like you said, yeah, we're going to a party or something. You know what I mean? If you're being half-ass honest with the cop, they're going to work with you. But like you said, when you start taking it and fuck you, motherfucker, fuck you, pig, and all, you're not doing yourself any favors. You are not helping the situation whatsoever. And there are some asshole cops out there. But in my opinion, I believe there's more good than there is bad. Or at least I would hope so. But anytime I get pulled over, it's always like, yes, sir. No, sir. Here's my, I'm going to my glove box to get my registration and shit, stuff like that. But I'm not just straight out. He pulls up. You're a piece of shit, motherfucker. I hope you fucking die.
Me, I'll be trying to make the cops laugh. To be honest, I'll be trying to just break the ice. I was like, bro, I'm sorry, bro. I was speeding, man. I had to, had a little single mom waiting on me.
Fuck yeah.
just break the ice with the cop. It's like, dog, it's like I know how it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like just a little conversation with a cop and call it a day, man. Like sometimes that shit get you out a ticket. Me joking, like I do that all the time. I get pulled over. I'm always trying to like say something, and you know why I pulled you over. You know what I'm saying? I got a bunch of them. You pulled me over because I had a red car and you had a bet with your partner, or like just stupid shit. And like they like
sometimes, man, that break the ice with them so much easier than you know.
And like there'll be some cops, you know what, just go, dog.
Fuck yeah.
You know,
I wish more people saw it that way. You know.
Yeah.
And you're right. No, it's unfortunate because you do have assholes out there. Everywhere, not just cops, not just people, but just in general. And I don't know, this world's getting really weird, man. Seems like sometimes the world's getting turned on its ear. What can you do? That's why we still have wrestling.
Hell yeah, man. Wrestling cures all, man. Have you seen anything that was going on this weekend?
The only thing I saw, due to the fact that we had a housewarming party on Saturday, was I watched All Out.
Okay.
And holy shit, I liked it. I wasn't as excited as everybody else, I guess, but it was a good show. It was. I'm gonna tell you now, if QT Marshall never wrestled again, it would break my heart.
It would.
It would. The guy's got great talent, but he has about as much charisma as a wet fucking rag.
And he's like one of the people that are like one of the head trainers, and he helps with storylines and shit. Is like what I don't understand that. You know what I mean? It's just like, all right, you got a school, but this is your character, and this is like, it kind of just, it's like one of those things that kind of like something cancels each other out. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, exactly. Because he does. I'll tell you what. Like I said, in the ring, the dude can go. I will not take that away.
Most definitely.
But what does that mean? That that qualifies me as being a ring announcer to write a TV show? No, I don't know shit about TV.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And him being a trainer at their facilities, does that make him the fucking best writer possible? No. There's a lot bigger minds in that fucking company than him. And I like All Out. I mean, All Elite. I've followed AEW for a long time. I actually went out to fucking Vegas in 2019 to see their actual first pay-per-view. Not the All In, but Double or Nothing.
Oh shit. That's dope as hell.
And then I helped at StarCast 3, and in 2019 I did that. I went to that All Out. I got to meet some real Joel Gertner is cool as fuck. Very under fucking rated. Great fucking guy. Super nice. He's a sweetheart. And there's a lot of great guys that I met, and women too. But now that it's getting to this point where you're bringing in CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, whatever the hell you want to call him. And no offense to him, but it's the same name, just flip-flopped. You bring in Ruby Riott, Ruby Soho, whatever. You're turning into WCW. Sorry, that's my opinion. You have now just taken all the talent from WWE, and you just basically signed everybody that they got rid of, which is a lot of good talent that they did get rid of, and I'm still wondering why. It's got to be a fucking fire sale.
I do have a couple of theories on that.
Oh, what's your theories, motherfucker? I want to hear this shit.
So, AEW is already in the red because of the video game that they're producing. That's actually well known. You can look this up. They're in the red. If I am Vince McMahon and I know that I'm not going anywhere, but I know I have competition coming up that I want to put out of business, let go of some of your talent. Because this guy has already thrown a ridiculous amount of money towards some of the indie talent. So when he signs these guys to millions of dollars, guess what it does? Puts them further in the red.
Yeah.
To the point that when he actually ends up going so far in the red, guess what ends up happening? Files banks where he goes bankrupt. It happens.
Here's the thing too. Like, me and my friend talked about this shit. Is like, there has not been a great wrestling game in the last, I don't want to say 20 years, bro. Here Comes the Pain was the last thing. Like if people that want real good wrestling games, we just mod, bro. I just play mods and shit. But if this game is a flop, I feel like this
It's gonna hurt the
is
company.
probably gonna be like I think it's gonna kibosh the company. He's like Tony Khan has to get rid of all the indie talent that he uses on Dark. Like it's gonna be crazy because here's the thing. Like you guys were functioning like somewhat functioning adults a little bit around the Attitude Era. What was the turnaround time? Like what was the time where like, all right, WCW's got they cracking, like and then WWF was like, nah, bitch.
WCW was kicking ass right off the gate when Nitro debuted, and then the whole NWO stuff started happening and all that. They started winning. There's actually the Monday Night Wars. That was on maybe on Peacock. I don't know. I barely fucking watch wrestling nowadays. But as a historian of wrestling, WCW was dominating for so long.
Yeah,
The problem what ended up happening was WCW got so caught up in their own hype that they forgot to actually promote their own shit. They were so worried about going after Vince instead of worrying about what's going on at home. And
go ahead, I'm sorry.
But what Vince did, what was so smart about Vince, once again, this is where parallel universes are so strange. A lot of the older guys are leaving. They went to this new company. And all of a sudden, we're going to take Vince out of business. People forget Vince is a survivor, man. Vince has survived the territories. He bought out all the territories. Yeah, he destroyed the territories. He went up against the FBI and the federal government on the steroid scandal. He survived that and laughed about it.
Yeah.
Then the sex scandal of the early 90s with Pat Patterson and all those guys was on Phil Donahue's show. Vince survived that. Vince has survived everything and everyone. Think about this. AEW is not the first $1 million company to come out of the gate swinging at Vince. Before TNA, there was another company called WWA that was supposed to be like WCW 2.0. And they were running shows in the early 2000s. They had all these former WWE names, WCW guys, and everybody thought the same thing, like, oh shit, Vince got competition. What ended up happening was the owner filed bankruptcy, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
They ate up his wallet and he went out of business. There was a look at TNA. When TNA first started out, it was supposed to be the alternative Vince. They had all these names.
TNA was doing it right until they brought in Bischoff and fucking Hogan. And TNA had a bunch of homegrown talent and some names. And TNA, if they would have never brought them to him, I'm sure they would have done a lot better than they did. I didn't mean to cut you off.
If I was Tony Khan right now, I would not hire no more former WWE names. Focus on the guys you got right now and try to make your homegrown roster the new stars. Those fans believe in that product so much right now. AEW fans are so loyal to AEW. It's almost to the point where like the old school ECW fans, you could like literally shit in the ring and the fans would think, and this is the greatest shit they've ever seen. And they're that hard on the Kool-Aid, and good for them. You know, like I said, I want to see when AEW is doing good and WWE is doing good, we're doing good as independent wrestling because fans want to see wrestling after that. Oh my God, wrestling, good wrestling, you know. But the problem is, I think he's going to overspend his budget. He's going to hire every former WWE guy coming in. But you look at this, that All Elite pay-per-view came out. Almost everyone who won their match outside of the Lucha Brothers were former WWE guys.
Yeah. No, like, you're right.
I mean, so you got that. And also, I want to call it like it is, too. As someone who, as a promoter, I showcase athletes of all color and all different genders and stuff. When's the last time AEW actually really truly showcased black wrestlers?
No, they do it on Dark. That's why they call it fucking AEW Dark.
Yeah, but I mean, look at that fucking pay-per-view though. Look at that fucking pay-per-view though. There was no black wrestler on that pay-per-view that I know of. Also, maybe like one or two girls in the Battle Royal, maybe.
The only thing you saw as far as like African American talent was fucking Scorpio Sky with that douchebag Ethan Page in a promo. Scorpio Sky is super fucking talented. He's a great fucking wrestler, and he's underutilized, and he's being put with that fucking cocksmoke Ethan Page. Very talented guy, but he's one of those guys that believes that, oh, I'm gonna play a wrestler. There's another wrestler out there, Jordan Grace. She feels the same way. very talented people. I couldn't do what they do. I'm not even going to try and lie to you. But, and I don't know, and just being an announcer in the business, I don't know how you guys feel being actual talent, is that if I'm a wrestler and I come out as Gregarious Greg and I'm fucking, that's my gimmick. That's me. I'm not just going to play it on TV and then on my fucking Twitter page, I'm going to be, whoever, fucking Dick Smoker and shit. If it's your part and you're playing it, make it fucking believable. That's what I'm sick of. The thing with Impact recently, the one that pissed me off, and when I quit watching it all the fucking together, they had such a fucking big beef with Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette's old, man. He's caught up in his own ways. They literally had a show and took everything that they had been booking, everything that they've been doing. They turned back the clock to have an 80s wrestling show. Like, that's fucking ignorant. We all know that the fourth wall's been down a long time. Ewokk, like you were saying, back in the 90s, this shit was still, internet wasn't nearly as fucking prevalent as it is now. It was very small, not as many people. And
Dirt sheet was literally
the dirt sheet
was a thing you got in the mail to read. It was a newsletter.
And I mean, you did have PWI and shit like that, but at the same time,
PWI is all kayfabe.
Yeah, it's all a fucking word, and all the information Meltzer gets anyway is fucking wrong. But in the night, like you were saying though, I was 21 when I got out of the Air Force, give or take, and dude, it was must see TV when on Mondays and Thursdays. Come fucking home from work, fucking drunk off my ass, just so I can make sure I watched fucking. I'd start the night off with fucking Nitro, watch an hour of that, flip over, watch Raw. When Raw was over, I'd catch the fucking replay on Nitro. You had to. And I mean, it engulfed the culture so much that I go out to the bars and people are doing the suck it and shit like that. You had people that are running around like, hello, ladies, like Val Venus and shit. It hit the mainstream so hard at that time that it'll never go back to that. It's popular right now. I won't even lie, but this is probably as popular as it's going to get, unfortunately.
I'm afraid of saturation.
Yeah. And the thing is like you said with Tony Khan, the thing with him is he's got Papa Khan, who's got trademarks and patents on shit for fucking safety on vehicles. The dude's just as rich, if not richer than fucking Vince. So, I mean, for him to say, okay, Tony, I know your project's not going so well. Here's another $1 billion. Go hire John Cena. The thing that pisses me off with AEW the most, and I really do enjoy AEW, I quit watching it for a while because we were moving, we didn't have cable, and I wasn't losing any sleep over it because a lot of reasons. We'll get into that later. But getting away from AEW was the fact that when Cody Rhodes had the fucking TV title, any and all wrestlers welcome. At that time, I wasn't with Chicagoland. I was with a different company. And I had a friend that I kept pushing because I wanted to see him go. I wanted to see him at least on TV because that's what AEW was about. Let's bring these indie darlings up and let's give them some fucking light, which they're doing on their internet shows, which is cool. But at the same time, they're spending too much time and too much money on the fucking ex-WWE guys that have already had their time, and they're basically using their fame to fucking skyrocket their program, which is fine, and that's a very smart idea. But when you have guys like the Acclaimed, Max Caster, when I found out he got fucking sent to sensitivity classes over his comments about, I know, I'm old, man. I'll just leave it at that. If everybody around these days is like, I wish we had another, you couldn't handle another fucking Attitude Era. You would literally go cry in a fucking closet and hold a binky while you're sucking your fucking thumb. You couldn't handle it. Because you know what? Bra and panty matches were left and fucking right. Swearing was constant. There was a lot of shit going on and a lot of fucked up things going on. Don't get me wrong. But it was entertaining. And people took it for what it was worth, so to say. So there's too many people in this world these days that get easily butthurt, and it really, when Max Caster comes out and he is saying things that are controversial, so to say. The guy's getting heat. I got kicked off of Facebook again for arguing some dumb fuck that doesn't even know what heat is. The guy's like, he said that, he should get fornicated like he did in the Duke. Shut the fuck up, you piece of shit. Oh my fucking God. First off, it's a joke, you dumb fuck. Second off, fuck right off. I'm sick of this shit. Sticks and stones literally do less damage than words these days. What the fuck? I mean, if the dude's going out there and saying some really just radical off the wall shit that shouldn't be said, yeah, man, have at it. But they've been looking for a reason to bust that dude. He's talented on the mic. He's talented in the ring. The first time I saw him, I was like, oh, great, another fucking John Cena. After like 2-3 times coming out, I'm like, I fucking love this cat. Yeah. This motherfucker's throwing some shit out that I'm fucking dying laughing about, and nobody else is doing it.
He gets the art of being the heel.
Yes. MJF used to do that, but I mean, I'm going to dance around and sing. What the fuck, dude? Go on stage and do that shit. What the fuck? Sorry, that's my little rant. I'll be quiet.
It's all good. We gotta have a random episode, but yeah, I totally agree, man. It's there's some good and bad when it comes to AEW, but at the same time, with all this talent coming in, especially from WWF or WWE, whatever, and like they have their own creative juice, what they want for themselves. I think like the people that are the vice presidents, their power is kind of dwindling down, especially like all the goofy motherfuckers. And it's going to come a time where everybody that's a vice president is going to hate each other. I'm pretty sure, like I've heard some rumors like on the internet, fucking like, hey, a lot of these motherfuckers don't like Cody already. So it's just like, all right, well, it's just like your company's kind of fucked up, but like now you have to get rid of all the indie dudes that if you're gonna be in the red, you're gonna have to get rid of all the indie dudes you signed. You gotta have to get rid of some backstage people. You're gonna have to like cheapen up your shit a little bit. I don't like, honestly, in a different multiverse, this is what ROH should have been.
Yes.
Yeah.
But honestly, it took a group of motherfuckers' greed to take that away from ROH.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like this could have been ROH's defining moment. ROH's defining moment was a couple years ago when they did the Madison Square Garden show, but the Elite was like, nah, we're not gonna be on it because we're doing our own thing.
And I'll tell you what, the Young Cucks, they're talented. I ain't gonna lie to you, but it's like watching fucking WWF. It's the same fucking match every time they go out there.
Yeah,
they're gonna do the bullshit little flippity flop shit. Here's the thing: that's cool, it's entertaining, but at least come up with a different series of fucking moves. Cody is the biggest disappointment I've seen. That match I seen with him and fucking Dustin at fucking Double or Nothing, that was honestly the best match I've ever seen live in my life. They told the story the way it's supposed to be told. Man, I was like, if this is what is to come, dude, they're going to be fucking unstoppable. But now look at Cody. Cody and Brandy, they want to be on TV. They don't even give a fuck about wrestling. They're too worried about making fucking TV shows and everything else except for wrestling.
The one thing I worry about, though, is that finally, they call him Malachi Black. I always call him Tommy End. He'll always be Tommy End to me. Tommy End is finally getting his just due as a main eventer. He's now the killer. He is that guy that at the time WWE should have let him do more of the darker stuff that he was already doing in Germany. And I have a feeling what's going to happen is when Cody's done with this little TV show tapings that he's doing, he's going to come back, play hero, and defeat Malachi Black. Just put himself over.
I can see it. Because I'll tell you what, who did he really fucking lose to otherwise?
Anybody? Brody Lee. Brody Lee was like the other one.
Yeah, but now look, you're right.
Trying to think
correct.
of others. No.
I think that's about it. Because Brody, he lost the title to. And he had been doing I'm the fighting champion, I'm the TV champ, blah, 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 blah. Well, that's about the time everybody's trying to get in that fucking door. Everybody's trying to beat on his door. Hey, man, you're letting indies in to wrestle you for this fucking belt. And what was the only person you really saw was Warhorse. But out of that, you got fucking Eddie Kingston came in. I fucking love Eddie Kingston. Not just the fact he's phenomenal on the fucking mic. The dude's an iron worker, man. He's gonna have a place in my heart. That's what I do for a living, in case you didn't know Ewokk.
Actually,
And then
Zombies on here. I didn't know that Kingston did iron work.
He's an iron worker out of New York.
Fuck, man, that's blue collar as shit. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then you got damn it, Ricky Starks.
I love Ricky Starks.
That dude's fucking great, ain't he?
Yeah.
Holy shit, he can make you fucking hate him in a heartbeat. I watched him in NWA, and he was fucking phenomenal then. That's when I caught wind of him, and that guy is fucking something else. And I'll tell you what, it brought a lot of things to it, but when he lost to Brody, that's also when he turned around and did that fucking big show or wherever it was with Snoop.
Yeah.
You know, so he had to have a reason to duck out. Plus, he quit. He didn't want everybody to keep hitting him up to get fucking a match with him on TV, which is what AEW was about. So there's a lot of guys that are really high in AEW, especially now that Punk's back. And I'll give Punk a lot of credit because I was waiting for him to come back and I'm the best in the world, blah, 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 sucking everybody's dick and shit. But he came back and he was like, I want to see if I can still go. All right, right on, man. I can appreciate that. I can actually, hats off to you, buddy. Not literally, I ain't taking my hat off. I'm going bald. But nonetheless, you know, that Phil Brooks learned a lot when he went into fucking fighting because he got his ass kicked twice. He even said it. I'm not a main event guy. I'm not that guy that should be on this card. There's a lot of guys that worked harder than me that should be here. They're using me for my name. I gained a lot of respect for him then. And if you look back to what him and Colt Cabana did way back, 7 years ago when he went off about fucking WWE, a lot of that shit's been changed because of what he said. There's guys that are getting time off for being injured. There's guys that are getting time off that are feeling like they're overworked. So the WWE has addressed a lot of those issues, which is good. And if it wasn't for him speaking up, this shit wouldn't have changed. At least in my opinion. I could be wrong.
That's true. I ain't even there, so like I would know. But
dude, I got really into wrestling back in I've been into wrestling a long time, but I got really deep into like the being the elite and shit like that. And I was watching so many fucking podcasts and biographies. My old lady is ready to fucking shoot me. And but I picked up a lot of shit through all those, you know. And through that I was able to actually look at what everybody says, put together my own opinion, and come about it. I still think that Vince McMahon had fucking Owen Hart killed. That's my opinion.
Damn, what the fuck, man? It's come.
Yeah.
It's turning into one of these shows, huh?
I just went conspiracy theory. Get out the tinfoil hat, man. I just popped it out. You got to figure Stone Cold Steve Austin during this war that we're talking about took WWF to the next level. He took them out of fucking the pit of hell of losing and was bringing popularity back. And this is something that I lived, that I watched. When Owen broke his neck or fucked his neck up, you literally just took the key player from your game. You took your all-star, you took your MVP, and you put him on the shelf, possibly never to fucking wrestle again. Plus the bullshit that he had with fucking Brett with the screw job. So he was like,
that too. Owen never apologized to Steve Austin for his neck.
Not once.
Not once ever contacted him about it. And that's actually, and then Brett talked about it. He was like, yeah, I kind of wonder why Owen never said sorry to him. You know, because Austin wasn't a dick to any of those guys. He was cool with everyone.
No. And I mean, from everything I know, I mean, I wasn't there, but like you said, John, everything you hear, very business, very much about doing business.
Yeah.
Like when they wanted fucking Lesnar to go over on him, he's like, no, man, he ain't going over on me. Like basically Vince wanted Lesnar to come out of nowhere and just beat him.
Well, the thing was about that, they wanted him to beat him on Monday Night Raw. And Austin's whole thing was, why don't we build it up to a pay-per-view?
And make some money.
Like, make some money with this. Nope,
Yeah.
got to do it on Monday Night Raw. And it's just like, no, and I have to give Austin some credit on this. I don't like the idea of people playing politics in wrestling because that's always like but sometimes you have to play politics. Sometimes you have to, and it's like, it's not saying no, I'm not going to put them over, but no of, I don't like how this is getting built up. We need to do this the proper way,
Yeah.
not just gunshot it,
One that's something I see AEW do a lot of is and it's awesome sometimes, but sometimes you sort of fucking shake your head. Is they'll have huge fucking matches on Dynamite, which is cool, man. That's awesome. But that's shit that you can actually build up and make something out of. I don't know if it's Tony Khan still being inexperienced on the booking aspect or what, but there's some shit you watch where you're like, dude, am I really watching this on TV? But nonetheless, that chick she works her ass off. She works the fucking crowd. She's not afraid to go out there and put in a fucking hardcore match. But you put that on Dynamite against Thunder Rosa when honestly you could have waited for one of your fucking pay-per-views and fucking had that fucker and got a lot more fucking fans out of that deal. It's shit like that I'm talking about. Those kind of matches. And when she had that last match with her, and she was not the one with Shido where she got her fucking nose busted open. And I got that shirt where she's smiling with all the blood coming down. And then she cuts the killer promo at the end at the end of the show where she's like, now I got, get my tooth fixed. Oh, never mind. I could do it myself. I'm a dentist. It's like, oh, that's fucking awesome. But the one with Thunder Rosa, okay, we did the lights out match. We've done it with John Moxley and fucking Kenny Omega and all this shit. Why not build up better to that? And why not take it to Full Gear or Fight for the Fallen? One of them, at least get a couple more buys out of the fucking show for doing that. So I don't get that part. And another thing, like you were saying though, with the EVPs, is that you got to figure the Young Bucks, I won't call them the Cucks this time, but the Young Bucks are not used to having this kind of money. They're not. Cody was in WWE. That dude could fucking probably retire if he spent his money wisely and not really have to work another day in his life, maybe do a few appearances on the independent circuit. Kenny Omega was huge in Japan. I mean, fucking huge. He was way over. He was the first fucking non-Japanese or non-Asian to win that fucking G1. So with all the shit that he had accomplished, honestly, he could have just stayed in fucking Japan.
Honestly, I felt like he should have went the AJ Styles route. I think he should have got the WWE payday to make his name a little bit more bigger. And then when his contract was up, then go to AEW. And because his mainstream American run is not transitioning well.
No.
Because
I agree.
No, because the average fan who's not a hardcore smart mark type of person, I've actually had people ask me before when I was at work. They're like, yeah, who's this Kenny Omega?
Yeah.
And it's like, and it takes a while to explain the whole thing about him to people. It's like, you either love him or you hate him. That's really it with him. You're either a fan of his or you're not a fan.
I feel like he should have took, because WWE was offering that man the world.
Oh, yeah. Dude. And he wanted to wrestle fucking AJ. He wanted to get in that fucking ring with these guys. Yeah. But he stayed loyal to the Bucks, and he started AEW, or he helped, and that was great. But the thing is, he could have made a lot more money, like you said, Ewokk, if he would have went the AJ Styles route. He would have.
Yeah, because he like, say he would have had a contract for 3 years or 2 years. Now it's cracking in AEW. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like,
dude, look at Adam Cole. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Ewokk. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Look at Adam Cole. He did exactly that. They killed him off on being the Elite early on in that, the BT, the YouTube show. I think it was like episode 40 or some shit, if not sooner. He went to WWE, went through NXT, made a huge fucking name for himself, and now look at him. He's he went to AEW on Sunday. He's still friends with those fucks. But the name alone is going to bring that many viewers to this product. Whereas, like you said, if fucking Kenny would have done the same thing, sure, he might have been in his 40s when he came over, but in his 40s, he could have cashed out from WWE, and brought that many more viewers from fucking there to AEW. I mean, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, he don't have that Japanese theme. I don't even think, to be honest with you, I don't even think if he goes back to Japan, he's gonna be the same Kenny Omega. I don't even think they give a fuck anymore in Japan.
Fuck no. Well, especially with the way that fucking that all went down. Because when they fucking pulled out, if anything, I know how they're teaming up with Don Callis and fucking Impact. That should be with Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor put on fucking all in for them. Ring of Honor put up everything for them to have that first fucking show, the 10,000 seat bed with Dave Meltzer. Ring of Honor had their back, and Ring of Honor was employing them anyway, and they shit all over them. They didn't fucking, they're not giving them any light of day. Impact is Impact. It is what it is. They've had a lot of great names. I've really liked them through the years. Like I said, right now they can go fuck themselves. But Ring of Honor, you have the Briscoes. You have so much Jay Lethal. I fucking love Jay Lethal. That dude is the fuck so underrated. Yeah, I mean the talent that they have, and they wrestled there. They paid them when they didn't have shit. What kind of loyalty do these guys have?
None, because it was funny because like before like all this stuff, like I go to ROH shows religiously, right?
Okay.
When like all the Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks hype when they were still in ROH, all the ROH shows were sold out. So like after the Madison Square Garden show, hey, Kenny Omega and the Bucks, they're not doing it no more. And then I went to like the ROH show right after that. Nobody was really there. Empty seats galore. Yeah, nobody cared about the product no more, because honestly, if that whole group came together, it was like, hey, let's start an ownership group and let's be part of ROH. Let's build ROH to the top.
Fuck.
Or if Tony Khan was like, hey, let me buy ROH. That could have happened. Like you could have had a Jay Lethal, probably one of the biggest African American wrestlers ever.
Not just that, just any wrestler. And I agree, African American, but of all time.
Yeah.
I'm saying white, black, Asian, Native American, you fucking name it. Jay Lethal is super fucking talented. I always loved the Black Machismo. I won't fucking lie. I always loved that shit. But he's fucking, and you ever listen to any of his interviews? He's humble as fuck.
Yeah.
The dude's dad was a carpenter, and you could tell because he still has that fucking blue collar mentality. It's like he has to pinch himself to still believe that he's doing what he's doing.
I remember Jay Lethal because like I always followed ROH, but I remember when Jay Lethal was like on like he was kind of like the protege of Samoa Joe.
Yep, he was this young boy.
Yeah, and then
Japanese
like Jay Lethal was in this group called Special K. They're a bunch of like party animals, and I'm like,
I didn't see that. Holy shit!
Yeah, this is like the year one, like, because I was the only kid with internet and I wanted to wrestle. So like when ROH came out, like they came out this place called Windy City Fieldhouse. That was the first time I ever saw like Bryan Danielson, all like everybody. So it's just like it it's like I followed some motherfuckers' careers all the way to the top, even CM Punk, because I remember when CM Punk wrestled for MLW.
Yeah, I was going to those shows. That. You got me. I was going to those shows at the Fort Lauderdale War Memorial.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah. I actually have the first 5 year of Ring of Honor DVDs at the house. Oh, so I actually have the very first show at the Murphy Rec Center, this little hole in the wall, sweat box, little gym in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Because at the time, the ECW arena was like not available to be used. So they had to use this little Murphy Rec Center, 300 people in it. And there was like 15 matches, but it was like, holy shit, like every match was good. Like everything was really, really good. And it kind of like gave birth to the, we had independent promotions that were real hot and really good, that could be a podcast on itself, going back to breaking down the barriers show at the ECW arena, which was legendary. But that was the beginning of like the super indie shows where the fans were disenfranchised with WWE. WCW was dead. ECW was gone. You know, and you have to have that drug. You know, like, okay, I have to get my wrestling fix, and either you was a CZW fan or you wasn't a CZW fan. So when Ring of Honor came out, for the fans who didn't want to see all the hardcore, you know, deathmatch stuff, they had, you know, technical wrestling, high flying, strong style, you know, King's Road, all that stuff, and Ring of Honor give it to them. I will always be a big Ring of Honor fan. Like, if this podcast ever goes anywhere, Sinclair, you guys ever want to partner up with Chicagoland? Hit me up. We're game for Ring of Honor any day of the week. You know, like, I would be glad to work with them. You know, that's why I look at MLW and all those other companies. You know, what's all wrestling companies should be working together out here in this world instead of trying to go out against each other and trying to fuck each other over. If more promoters and more companies could work together and do these alliances, there's no reason why every promotion in America working together, using good talent, getting away from the goofs, getting away from the pedophiles and the creepers and the pieces of shit, but getting really good wrestlers. There's no goddamn reason why we can't actually have packed houses everywhere.
I agree. You know what? Something that I've talked about for years is bringing back the territories. And I'm not saying like the gangland style, because those, I don't know if you guys realize it, but they ran that shit like the mafia back in the day. If you fucking pissed off a promoter in Kansas City and they're like, hey, you know what? We got word that you should go out to Oregon. You're going to make more money out there. Well, yeah, sure. They're going to fucking tell them all that when they get out there. They're like, you know what? We're not going to put you on the card for like 2 months and fucking starve them. Shit like that. There were some real shady shit going on back in the day.
Wrestling in the South, man, was for a good while very similar to that still. Because like when I was in Kentucky in the mid 2000s, there were promoters would have their towns. No one else would run those towns. If you were in Central Kentucky, you worked for the MWA, Mountain Wrestling Association. If you were in Northern Kentucky, you worked for Roger Ruffin and NWF. That was Covington, Fort Wright, and Cincinnati. You ran those towns. That was this. You didn't fucking touch those towns. Then Southern Kentucky, we had our little territory where I ran. And promoters, the real legit ones, they respected your territory. Okay, you're there, cool. What days are you running? All right, good. And then the other promoters will get up with you. Hey, so and so is blackballed. Don't use them. You know, and other promoters will blackball the other guy too. Like, no, he's not going to be bucked. Was mafia-esque in a way? Yes. But in another way, though, it works.
What?
And that's, go ahead, Ewokk. I'm sorry.
I don't know. You like a light bulb just went on in my head. What if we could do that in Illinois?
What if we could do that in Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, and Michigan? These 4 states right here, and be able to do that. The problem you have that I've seen through my little time being in is too many promoters have the egos thinking that they're Vince fucking McMahon, and they're not. Too many promoters think that their ideas are the best, and they're not. You have a lot of promoters out there that they're sucking their own dicks, to say the least, and they only hire the guys that will suck their dick, because there's a lot of, I hate to say this, there's a lot of fucking backyarders that are still out there. I wish they would find somebody to train them. There's plenty of great places to train. And I know, like, I don't want to get into that too much. But what I'm saying, though, is a lot of the different people that we deal with as far as promoters, they'll be sweet as pie to your face. And as soon as you walk away, man, they're throwing fucking daggers at you.
Yeah.
You know, they want to be your friend. They want to be your friend just to fuck you over, to find out what you know. And so they can go around spreading rumors about you behind your back.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
But
like, that's the reason why I run Michigan City, man. Everybody's like, oh, what are you running Michigan City for? I'm like, this town hasn't had wrestling in 13 years until I came here. You know, it's my town.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll develop a couple more towns around here and around this region. And then when I do in 2022 decide to go into Illinois, you know, I'll pick another places. My thing is, what I want to do, I want to run towns that no one hasn't touched. The problem with so many things in like Chicago area, there's so many promotions in Chicago. So when I first started Chicago,
There's so many promotions in Chicago that run out
it's
the
fucking
same building.
ridiculous. It's fucking
We have
ridiculous.
30 fucking promotions running out of the Eagles Club.
Yeah, and it's no against nothing against none of those companies. When I'm saying this, but it's like a lot of the problems I always have with wrestling in general is in a lot of big cities. Milwaukee had this for a long time. I know Detroit had it for a while. Chicago still has it right now. There are so many different promotions running that sometimes you'll see the same guys from one company work this other company, and then they're on this other show on a Sunday. And it's like, okay, why should I buy a ticket to go see this show if I can see this guy 5 minutes away from my house?
Yeah.
No one doesn't do. That's why you Desmond, I'm pointing at you, Ewokk.
Yeah.
Why you're smartest guy in Chicago? Because you don't try to work for everybody. You only want to go work for one company here, a company here, and a company over there. And you're smart because you make yourself unique. It's like, oh man, have you seen Ewokk wrestle? No, I haven't. Where can I go see him? Oh, you only can see him in these places. That's it.
Yeah.
Smart. You make yourself, a viable commodity. That in a world where there's so many other wrestlers are like, oh, I'll work for everybody. And it's
Yeah.
like, don't get me wrong. And some guys, I understand why they do it. They make a living doing it. But other guys, they just work for like any crap promoter.
I told somebody I was like, technically, like from the last like year and a half, I'm technically a Wisconsin wrestler.
You actually fucking work. You literally live there almost. It seems like every week you're in Wisconsin wrestling. That's good.
Yeah,
and some Wisconsin guys want to be in Chicago, and some guys want to be in Indiana, and Indiana wants to be over. It's okay.
and it's just like, and plus technically, like I'll wrestle in Indiana too. Like I'm in Russell for I wrestle for UNC3.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's my two Indiana promotions. Like I wrestle for WPW in Wisconsin. That's my Wisconsin promotion. I wrestle in Union City, Tennessee. That's my Tennessee promotion. And it's like, hey, if I happen to wrestle for somebody in Chicago, hey, that's my Illinois promotion behind my school. Because it's like it's my school and somebody else that be in Illinois. Other than that, I ain't wrestling for you. I want to be exclusive to a brand. Because if I wrestle for 15 out of the 106 Eagles Club promotions, people people pick and choose. People will pick and choose what show they go to. But by me being exclusive to somebody, I could make somebody money off of 15 people. Instead of making money off of 3 people that might show up to this show, 3 people that might show up to the next show, like fuck all that shit. Like if I'm a promoter, hey, how many Chicago promotions you work for? If they say, hey, 6, hey, what buildings do they run out of? All 6 Eagles Club. Well, I don't want you on my roster then. You're not like if you ain't exclusive to me, well, no, because honestly, I feel like what's lacking, especially in Chicago, is actually not even Chicago. I feel like everywhere, like loyalty is lacking. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm loyal to like I have friends that wrestle for different promotions and whatever that like I'm loyal to them and I support their shit. But at the same time, like the promoter and the owner of a company depends on you to bring them heads in the seats. You know what I'm saying? But you double hitting a show that's a block away, you kind of just shit on the dude that gave you money, shit on the dude that gave you business and opportunity. And I don't like that shit because like I posted a status. I was like, hey, I'm coming into pro wrestling with a hip hop mindset because I've seen it all in hip hop. Like in Illinois, like it may not be Kanye, it may not be Jay-Z, but I've traveled the world and I've experienced some bullshit. I experienced, like people just, becoming something or not becoming something because how they carry themselves. So, it is what it is.
I fucking love that because you know what? If I see you wrestling at Crash Tested, ARW, fucking Acme Championship, and then Chicagoland, I really don't give a fuck. I've seen you. It's the same thing all over the place. The one thing I will say, going back about 10 years now, when wrestling wasn't really too hot, when wrestling was at a low point, a lot of these guys were doing it, like John said, just so they can make that coin. And so they can also polish their product. Because wrestling wasn't so popular. Even the bigger houses were only getting 150, maybe 200. Now that wrestling's starting to come on back on a big rebound, you are 100% correct. Make yourself unique. Find somebody to be loyal to that is worth being loyal to. Because there's a lot of fucking, and you know this more than I do, there's a lot of shitheads out there that'll be like, yeah, I'll take care of you, take care of you. As soon as they're done with you, man, they will throw you to the side and shit all over you.
Yeah. I've seen it myself as a worker, and I've seen it myself as a booker, and I've seen it as a fellow promoter. I've seen it. You know, it's
you are a physical wrestler. You're a great fucking wrestler. You have a good personality. You have a good way with the crowd. If I seen you at 7 shows in a weekend, that loses its luster. So I agree with you 100% on that.
Yeah. Then too, it feels like some shows just don't have their own character to themselves. When you watch it, there's a lot of shows it's like okay, you're a carbon copy of this other promotion. You know, it's like you're this promotion light. You know what I'm saying? Like you see that a lot. You know,
like, hey, I saw this match over here, so I'm gonna book that match over here on my show. But hey, I saw this match over there, I'm gonna book this one on my show. So you have fucking 6 matches that are all on somebody else's show, and they were somebody else's main event. What the fuck, man? Are you just a recap show?
That's why, like the partnerships that we've been developing with the little alliances and stuff. If you notice, I only pick one promotion out of each state that I'm dealing with. I'm not doing like, oh, here's 3 promotions in one area. It's like, no, this is brother promotion here, another promotion down south. Here's another promotion over in Canada. You know,
the only state I can see you play with that in is Texas, because Texas is like its own fucking country. It's so fucking big.
Well, now here's the beautiful thing about Texas right now is every city is so far away from the other city. You know, Dallas and Houston is a good, you know, you have to literally have to take a fucking plane to fly from one to the other if you don't want to like wreck your car, because it's like that's a lot of mileage put on your car, I mean, go from one side to the other. And then you got San Antonio and you got, you know, Amarillo, you got, you know, Austin. You know, so like, yeah, it works for Texas because Texas is, like you said, a country amongst itself. Same thing with Alaska. My friend Jerry Bishop, big shout out to Jerry Bishop. Me and him go way back to Kentucky. Jerry now lives in Alaska and he's wrestling in Alaska. And I was on the phone with him one night while he was driving. He was like, man, I'm doing a 12-hour drive one way to do a show. 12 hours one way.
Damn.
From home to his home to wrestle, then wrestle back home. He had to take 12 hours one way to get there and 12 hours ways back.
Yeah, that's a trip to Montreal.
No shit. Fuck.
So
there's really wanting to work.
Yeah. You know, it's like when you look at, you know, Canada, you know, we have our partnership with Can-Am over there in Calgary. Big shout out to Otto and RK Anderson, great guys. But then, you know, we also got our buddy Travis over in Newfoundland, who runs a top-notch promotion.
And
man, those Newfies are cool dudes, man. I love Newfoundland. That's almost like a country amongst itself in Canada, almost, you know. And they'll tell you that, you know.
They're good,
you know,
guys.
Like you work in Canada, you know how that is.
Dude, I was okay. So, Ewokk, I know you're familiar with Montreal and such in that area. I lived in Saskatoon for almost a year.
Damn, what the fuck?
I'll tell you what, it's cold as fuck out there. I worked to a -40 in the middle of the night, and the -40 was the cutoff. After that, we couldn't work anymore. But till -40, the only place on the thermometer that Fahrenheit and Celsius meet, by the way, you work to that. I've had my eyelashes closed 180 feet on a wall while I was trying to adjust sag rods, trying to pry my eyes open, to crawl back into the building, to look into a piece of plexiglass and realize I looked like RuPaul with big white fucking eyelashes. But the people in Saskatoon, bro, they're phenomenal. They're great fucking people. Everybody's super fucking nice. It's just really fucking cold. And their winter goes for 7 months.
That ain't bad, man. This is better. It's better than the shit we got in Chicago sometimes.
You're damn straight. dude. But I'll tell you what, if we can bring wrestling to Saskatoon, I'm in. I will go in a heartbeat. I won't look back. I will fucking go.
Shit.
I still want to go to Australia and chase a fucking kangaroo naked, but that's
I ain't fucking with no Australia. That's one place I can't fuck with, man.
why?
Because everything there could kill you.
That's the best part about it.
Nah, it ain't the best part, man. I seen some shit with a bat that they trying to pawn off as a fox.
Yeah.
Have you seen the
Yeah.
fucking horse fighters that pick up house cats?
Yeah, I got time for that, man.
Dude, I'm not worried about that. And make sure the old lady ain't looking. You ever seen the fucking Australian women? Holy shit.
Yeah, I
You
see them
wanna
all
know
on. I see them all on NXT.
No, I mean like all the Australian women. Whew. I think it's like mandatory that if you look ugly, they put you in the outback.
I'm pretty sure they do. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
they do.
I think
You
they're all
need to-
related to each other. Anyway.
Well, you bring in a different part of the bloodline.
No
But I
offense
mean,
to our friends in
when
Australia.
we were talking about going to Australia, I do want to chase a kangaroo naked and beat its ass. Don't ask me why.
Hey, shit. Any closing thoughts before we
We're
close
over
this?
already. We can
There's
go
just,
for like another 2 hours.
I gotta go to sleep, dog. I got work. I got work. I gotta work in like 2 hours, dog.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I ain't kidding you.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You gotta bring your ass over to the house.
Yeah, we could do another podcast there. Shit,
Fuck yeah. I'm up for it.
let's get it
Fucking
cracking.
God knows where I live.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll send you the address. We could now look, after the 15th, guys, I will not be able to move my right arm for 6 weeks.
So no masturbation for you.
I tried using the left, but it's like a retarded stranger that doesn't know what it's doing. It's not good.
God.
It's going to be a very lonely life. And even if I get a flashlight, I'm sure it won't work right. But nonetheless, Ewokk, come on out. Seriously, man. We'll cook some fucking grub up on the fucking barbecue. We'll hang out.
Let's go. Let's get it cracking.
You guys are always welcome. Come on out, man. Please. You guys want to do a podcast out here? We just have to figure that shit out because I'm about as technologically smart as I am as a fucking rocket scientist. Shit ain't happening. So I love you guys, man. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yes, sir, man. This is a good ass
Absolutely.
podcast. This is probably what, like 2 hours, like almost.
We can keep
Hour,
going. That's the problem.
hour and 25 minutes actually.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's only an hour 25. Yeah.
Man, hey, we still killed it, but sometimes your boy got to go to sleep, man, and go to work.
Well, I don't mean to interrupt your sleep time, Ewokk. I'm sorry.
No, you good, man. Like I'll be. So sometimes, like I don't know, I be getting too drunk on here. Like the first couple of ones, I got fucking drunk on some edibles.
Dude, we got to do one after my surgery when I'm all fucked up on pain pills.
Oh shit, let's go. Let's get it cracking.
I
We'll
do
be
not.
canceled
right
if we
now,
know it.
I don't know what will be said. I do not take credit and I do not take blame because I will be under the influence of some heavy shit. Just to say.
Some rocket fuel.
Fuck yeah. When you start hearing me going off about tongue punching fucking people's assholes, that's when it's going to get interesting. That's all I can say. Remember that, Britt Baker. Your butthole, it's mine.
Jesus Christ. All right, I got to edit this shit.
Fucking right.
All
And
right,
this is, I'm being censored right now. That's the problem. I'm censoring myself.
Yeah,
Man.
I've seen you say worse.
Damn, that's you
Ask
being
John about
sensitive.
some of the conversations I have with him.
Jesus.
This poor man's probably bleeding in his ears by the time I'm done.
Well, at least it ain't my asshole, so I'm good.
No, that's safer. I'll shut up. I'm not saying it again. We'll watch the editing.
Only got to edit 2 things, so we all good. But
Nice.
but ladies and gentlemen, this is another awesome ass episode of the Ewokk and JB show. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, my dude, for chatting it up with us tonight. You know how
Real
I get
quick,
it.
Can I say one thing?
What's up?
And it's a post that you put on Facebook that with all elite, and I'll make this as fast as possible.
I don't want to make it fast.
But you had posted, now that everybody's in the wrestling again, on the independent level, it's our turn to step it up.
Yes, it is.
You are 1,000% correct. You don't have much to do. You just got to show up and be you. You're fine. But there's a lot of cats out there that They don't know what a
Step
fucking
it up.
yeah. If this goes out to anybody and everybody that wants to be a wrestler or that is a wrestler, polish your game. Go around everywhere you can. Learn everything. Be fucking malleable. Be moldable. Don't think you fucking know it all, because you definitely don't. Anytime you think you are, you have just fucked yourself. Learn as much as possible. Even the guys that you don't think can teach you anything can fucking teach you something. Because right now, I've seen 3-4 different people that I like, that I know personally, make it into at least AEW Dark. And that's a start. You're getting your foot in the door. And that is the only hope I have for Tony Khan, is for him doing shit like that. Because I know a lot of guys and girls in this industry that have fucking busted their ass and had to retire at an age because wrestling wasn't at the peak it's at now. It hasn't totally climaxed yet. So boys and girls, step up your fucking game. Learn everything you can and keep fucking kicking ass.
Hell yeah. And that presentation is key. Presentation is key. Like the fact that like I'm helping wrestlers, I'm trying to help wrestlers out with promos and videos, and nobody hits me up. That's a smack in the face to me, because I feel like all my video shit is fly as fuck. But like,
dude, what we did in LA was fire, dude.
Yeah.
You're going up that fucking mountain and shit. What the fuck?
And then I gave my friend a camera. He ain't even a cameraman. I just put the settings on for him, and I was like, yo, just film.
Right?
Man, but it's just like people gotta get it together. Stop with this shindy shit. Like if you're a professional wrestler, you act like a professional wrestler. Go to the gym. Like fucking Planet Fitness is $12 a month. You know what I mean? Try to look like a wrestler. Try to get new gear. Stop buying shit off of eLucha. Stop buying shit off of Amazon. Like in the same thing with promoters, man. Like if you want people to show up to your shows, man, stop making it look like shit.
Spend some time, invest some fucking money,
like
put a little effort into it.
That's what I did on this downtime I took, man. We got ourselves brand new ring aprons coming, brand new entrance curtain. It's gonna look posh as shit with our logos all over it.
As long as some of them fix the backdrop.
Yeah, well, the backdrop looks, it looks, compared to everybody else, fuck, it's amazing. And then, working on getting a brand new entranceway, lights, all this other stuff we're putting in, presentation. Absolutely.
Fuck
But
yeah.
man, enjoy this conversation with you guys definitely tonight.
Yeah.
I think we touched on a lot of stuff we haven't really talked about outside of Greg wanting to, tongue punch stuff. But still, goddamn, that just came out of left field, man. I was not ready for that tonight.
That's what I'm for. To be continued. I'll tell you what. If you guys don't have anybody in a few weeks, not the week of my surgery, but the week after, I will be fucked up to high hell, and we could have a great time.
Oh, let's get it cracking. Shit.
Let's fucking do this.
Let's get it cracking, brother. This is another episode of the Ewokk and JB show. You know how I do it. Peace.
Ready for the grimiest and grittiest of all podcasts, pro wrestling, music, and entertainment is the Ewokk and JB show. Ready for the grimiest and grittiest of all podcasts, pro wrestling, music, and entertainment is the Ewokk and JB show.